Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
All right, it's day 2, HorrorHound weekend, and Andy and I went to a couple of panels. Well, shorts is what I meant to say. Screenings, not panels.
Yeah.
Andy went to a panel though.
What panel?
Didn't you do a panel?
No.
Nobody.
Oh, we can do one later.
That's what it is. Later in the future. Anywho, day 2. Last night we had a nice, peaceful old person night. Got out of here in a reasonable time. Amy and I ate some cheeseburgers.
Did you say person night? What did you say?
We had like a low-key night.
No, I thought you said we had a nice, easy person night.
We had a nice, easy. You've taken my English from me, Andy.
I've found it hard to talk this weekend.
Yeah.
I just don't think I've conversed with people very much, and I've lost the art.
The art of conversation is gone. It's dead. But yeah, like, you know, I had some Burger King last night, and I tasted it this morning when I burped, and then I was like, oh, I better go to the bathroom. I'm not feeling good after that.
Ooh, speaking of the bathrooms, I actually had to go here twice. Thank you, Starbucks. But I have to applaud the Sharonville Convention Center on their choice of toilet paper.
Oh, yeah?
It's very nice. It's quilted.
Wow.
It's single ply, but it's still very nice and quilted.
That's insane. Well, that's like glamorous.
It is. I feel fancy. Normally, your finger goes right through the toilet paper.
Right into your butt. And then you pull that's what the toilet paper's for. And you pull it over and clean the finger with it. You know, some people really believe that.
What?
That's how toilet paper works, is that you poke your finger through it, put it in your butt, and then pull the toilet paper over the finger to clean the finger.
So it cleans it on the way out? I guess.
I don't know, man. It's a horrible idea, though. I mean, like, I don't know how anyone deduced that was supposed to happen. Anyway, this morning I went to the block of shorts called Hauntingly Real, hosted by our buddy JK, who did a great job. And this was a series of shorts: Koreatown Ghost Story, Dark Passage, Exit Therapy, Halloween Alone, The Walls Alike, and Maddening.
That's a lot of shorts.
It was a lot, and honestly, like, there was a feature I started watching thinking it was a short, and then I was like, oh crap, this is a whole feature film called Mareld, which was not for me, but I'll get to that. Koreatown Ghost Story is really awesome. Margaret Cho's in it. Her performance is really great.
People.
Yeah, and it was beautifully shot. It had a real spooky story. It's this young woman who is delivering this puzzle box to Margaret Cho's character, who was a friend of her deceased mother, and then it gets very strange from there. Kind of tied up in some traditions, but also just kind of classic horror story setup. These were all kind of ghosty stories. There was Dark Passage, which is a short I'd seen before, but I still really like it. It's like the Phantom Hitchhiker story, kind of, but told very succinctly, just visual mostly.
Is that the one where you pick up a ghost and you look in your back seat and it turns out you see the varsity jacket or something? It's
kind of a variation on that. I saw Exit Therapy, which was kind of like it has kind of a twist to it. You know, I don't want to spoil it, but it starts as almost like a James Wan-ish kind of ghost scenario, and then it becomes kind of a Good Place type of thing at the end of the TV series The Good Place. I saw Halloween Alone, which was a fun short about a guy who...
Oh, you saw it by yourself?
I did. This is a guy who just wants to spend Halloween alone eating chocolate ice cream on his couch. And he leaves a little bowl of candy out for the trick-or-treaters. And he gets, ding-dong ditched. And the second time it happens, there's an ominous note in the bowl of candy that says, "I'm in your basement," and it's like kind of a poem.
Ooh, that's like Scary Stories Tell in the Dark or something.
It was really
Urban
fun.
Legendy.
I like that one quite a bit. There was kind of an artistic one called The Walls Alike, which it had like a the font was like almost like a Little House on the Prairie font in the opening of it. So stylistically, it kind of had that vibe to it. Just very gentle, and I cannot remember for the life of me what happened in it, probably because I was just so tired.
Well, I have to say, that's a lot of shorts to watch in a row.
It is.
Yeah.
And then the feature was pure torture to me. It was German people eating fish out of jars.
Ugh.
And
was it ASMR-ish?
No, well, the whole movie wasn't that, but it was about them making a movie, but it was like a movie within a movie within a movie. So these people are out on a sailing boat in this beautiful place. They go to this island, and it's kind of folk horror-ish, the aesthetic to it, but it really was rambling and kind of hard to follow and a little boring. Mm-hmm. And I didn't see the last few minutes, but I did bribe Joe to let me know how it ended because he was in there. And then what did you see?
I saw, first of all, I have to say the way they're running this, the shorts and the screening, I really like it. The guy who's running a JK.
He's great.
I just love his enthusiasm in it. And they're doing trivia before. And
I won the trivia. I got a pen, and
congratulations.
That's how I bribed Joe into finishing the movie for me.
And I ran to our friend Mark Watts there, and he won a trivia contest too, so we're smart.
We're a smart bunch.
Yeah. So the one I saw was called One Drink, Two Drink, and the setup is like these strangers are meeting, and they're it seems like a first date type thing, and they're just a lot of conversation, like awkward conversation that's quirky, and they loosen themselves up with like shots of tequila, and the writing is really good. Actually, it's really funny, but it leads up. It's like a twist thing. It's kind of unexpected. It turns out that they're holding up in this cabin because the world's gone to shit and there's overtaken by monsters. And every now and then they have to stop their conversation to go outside and kill some monsters.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And there is a twist at the end. I don't know if they added or subtracted from the short, but it was fine. But the best horror shorts that are meant to be funny, those can be very iffy.
Yeah, well, I mean, comedy
in general, but like this one was really good. The writing was very snappy, and the leads, they had really good chemistry. I really like the short, actually.
Cool. Anything else you want to add before we move on?
No, it's like I was glad because when I first walked in, I know they bookended this with they tagged this short onto a movie, but I wasn't going to stay with the movie. But when I walked in, there was like maybe 3 people in, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to walk out, and everybody's going to notice.
Oh, they don't care.
Yeah. But thankfully, it filled up after I left. I was like, ooh.
And if you go to HorrorHound's YouTube channel, you can see there is a playlist for the entries for the film festival this year there. So check that out.
What a long laugh.
Yeah, it's a very long laugh.
What was so funny?
I don't know.
I'm an engineer now.
You did so good.
Yay, good for me.
Yeah.
So welcome back. More coverage.
Yep.
I just came from the Legends of the WWE Wrestling.
WWE.
Wrestling with Ted DiBiase and The Godfather, who I didn't know who that was.
I don't know who either of them are.
Like, I think The Godfather was past my time as a wrestling fan. I was a big fan in the 80s and maybe early 90s.
Okay.
Like I grew up with the Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Hacksaw era, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just shouting out names.
You're doing great at it.
And I
I've heard of
remember
them.
I could just shout names. You would agree, like, And there's Sue the Bridge. She was a great wrestler. And,
what was her move? Her
the bridge.
Okay.
Don't cross her.
That's what I've heard.
Because she's the
Just
bridge.
now.
Yeah. So actually, it was a very moving panel.
Yeah?
I almost got choked up.
Oh my gosh.
Because these are old timers.
Yeah.
And they just grew up in the system of like the
Yeah.
wrestling, and it felt like war stories.
Oh, really?
Honestly. And it actually reminded me a lot of Freddy's dad.
Oh,
You know
so
how-
it was like Vietnam.
Yeah, but just the way he told stories,
Yeah.
where he gets on one track, but then thinks of something,
Yeah.
and then tells a story about that, and then
You
you
never
kind of
get the
lost
end
track
of
with the
the-
original one. So it's like multiple stories in one, and especially Ted DiBiase, I think he's a little bit older than the Godfather, and has that old man
Yeah.
storytelling way about him.
Did he sit you down on the floor around him while he gets in his rocking chair? And then he gets a bowl of Werther's Originals out?
I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a Werther? I feel Werthers are a very underrated candy.
Yeah, they've been unfairly
Maligned.
maligned.
I wasn't going to join in, but
Oh, Freddie.
I just got to speak to the weirdness of this Werther's conversation because I was just outside with Jacob Trevino, and we were talking about when you age into Werther's being your favorite candy,
Oh
like
my gosh.
like pulling stuff out of my pocket and having candy stuck to it because Amy was giving me a hard time
Yeah.
about having chocolate on something from my pocket.
The candy's a little dusty.
Anyways, that's all I had to say. You
Okay.
can turn me back down.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I liked Werther's even when I was a child.
Because quality is quality.
And it's like so, and it lasts so long.
Yes.
Anyway, but Ted DiBiase did not have a Werther's.
Okay.
Not even one of those strawberry hard candies.
Oh, yes. I
You know,
remember
the wrapper
those.
looks like strawberry, and it's got that like gushy center.
Yes.
Anyway, it was just interesting how much reverence they hold Vince McMahon in.
Oh,
Even though
really?
like things have come out about him that aren't very sketchy.
I think he's probably a sketchy dude, but he did build something
Yeah.
that brought wrestling more mainstream.
Yeah,
so.
but you watched like Behind the Mask or whatever, the
I
Dark
did.
Side of Wrestling.
Oh, yeah, I watched The
Yeah.
Dark Side of Wrestling, yes.
I mean, they went into some of that stuff, right?
mat.
Beyond the
Yeah,
Mat was
Beyond
the
the Mat,
documentary, but
yes.
then there's Dark Side of Wrestling, which is the TV show.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Vince McMahon treated his favorites very well, but a lot
Yeah.
of people were disposable to him.
Yeah.
So, but it was interesting, like you hear that perspective. Like not everybody has the same experience with bad people.
Right.
I'm just going off what I hear. I don't know exactly.
He
what
is just
Vince
telling you
McMahon
what he
is.
heard,
Yeah.
listener.
I'm just telling tales out of school. But like I can't get into specifics because they told a lot of stories.
Right.
And some of them kind of blended together because, like I said, it's the stream of consciousness way of storytelling. And it's just like, what was the first question? And there was they could take fan questions, and some fans ask questions that are way too specific, and they
Like about specific matches or something?
or
Yeah.
they have an idea of what the answer is in their mind,
Right.
but these guys couldn't answer the way this person necessarily
Wanted
wanted.
it.
Yeah. I mean, they were nice about it, but like she was talking about Hera Arena in Dayton.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, and they said, "Oh, do you have any memories of that arena?" And they're like,
They're like, they all look the same.
"Yeah, exactly." That's what they said. Like when you worked like 21 days straight and traveled to 21 different cities,
Yeah.
it all blends together. And I felt so bad for her because
Yeah.
I think she wanted a very specific answer. Like, "Oh yeah, I had an
Right.
awesome match there, and it was the best match of my life."
Well, that's all they could have said, but then she might have asked more specific questions about that night.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Hera Arena, Dayton area, they get a lot of things that come through, but for like WrestleMania or SummerSlam, those go
Right.
to like the bigger cities.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I say that not really understanding.
Yeah. But like Dayton wouldn't really get a super memorable, like a giant match that these guys would remember.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
But God love them, they were very
future.
nice to her, even though they were like, "I'm sorry, I can't answer that
Right.
the way you want me to."
Yeah, but maybe that's something she needs to think about, like
Yeah.
that endless road. They have a hard job.
And especially on their bodies, that's why you don't see a lot of old timers there.
Yeah.
It was actually a really nice panel. I was like very moved. Just listen to the stories.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys.
Andy went and heard nice things from the wrestlers. So if
Nice
you're a
things are
wrestling
nice.
fan, know that Andy thinks it's nice.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Be advised, mature
It's
content.
okay, Andy. Andy's doing his best.
I'm learning on the job, guys.
Andy's doing his best, you guys. I don't even know that you know what just happened, but just know that it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably noticed there was like a little pause there in the recording, and then you heard the intro again. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it in because I think the imperfections are what make things great.
Yeah, because we're not perfect people. We're not Jesus.
No.
That's right. We're not Jesus. It's the day 2 wrap up.
Yep. We survived the Saturday of the convention. I would say that it's a really good crowd. It doesn't feel oppressive.
This guy's got a vest made of faces.
That guy's got a vest made of faces.
I bet it's warm.
Saturday's the night they do the costume contest, so you have all of those folks prepping and kind of wandering the convention floor so they can get their attention in the form of selfies and pics, which I totally am there for.
Yeah, I love the cosplay people. They make this such a more engaging experience when you have to sit at a table and just watch people pass by. The people watching is top shelf.
Have we talked about how much Midsummer we've seen?
Yeah, it's very popular.
Like, I've seen a lot of shirts.
There's a cosplay going around.
There's a cosplay. Yeah.
The Flower Queen lady.
Yeah.
And there's always the classics.
Merch.
A lot of Nightmare on Elm Street cosplay because Robert Englund is here.
Yep.
But I saw a Freddy Krueger outside get the wind. He's in full Freddy makeup, sweater, pants, everything screen accurate. The wind grabs his fedora and blows it off. And I got to watch him scramble and chase it across the ground as the wind tried to carry it away with his claws, and him just all bent over and chasing a hat that's blowing away. They're just like us, movie monsters.
That's adorable. I hope somebody got that.
When he caught his hat, he stopped and he lit up a cigarette and stood there and just smoked a cigarette.
Were the cigarette in between the blades?
No, that would have been even better. Even better.
Go back in time and fix that for us.
I'll see what I can do. I saw an awesome Skeletor.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. That's my favorite so far.
Yeah. Lots of fun to be had. You forget about people watching.
Yeah, and we got to meet a bunch of patrons.
You got some more free shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yes, thank you.
Tim and Andy. It was Tim and Andy, right?
Yeah, and then
Ryan, Tim, and Andy.
And then Brian, he watched the table for us, which was really nice, so we could get at some fresh air.
I think this is like the most heartwarming HorrorHound so far for me, just because we're coming back from being 2 years away almost, and just meeting so many patrons and stuff.
And it's 9/11.
Ooh,
that too.
I was at the waiting for the Legends of Wrestling panel, but the Halloween 4 panel blend over, and then there was an awkward moment where PJ Souls asked for like a moment of silence to honor the victims of 9/11, and the moment of silence went on a little too long.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless her for doing it. It was really sweet, but everybody was, after like 30 seconds passed, everybody just started looking up, and
30 seconds.
it felt like 30 seconds.
It's a moment.
I'm sure it was like 10 or maybe even 5.
If anybody ever suggests a moment of silence after I'm dead, for me, you make that a true moment.
I don't want a moment. I want a moment of loudness.
Okay.
In your remembrance, like what kind of like something real audacious and like brash, like what do they call those, Vesuvela or whatever, those horns?
Vuvuzela.
Those horns from the soccer matches.
Yeah.
Like one of those, or like a real loud wet fart.
Anything you can make noise.
I will insist on a moment of farting.
A joyful noise.
You can clap your ass together. Make them cheeks bounce.
Make it clap.
Yeah, a moment of twerking for Andy.
There you go.
In remembrance. Just all around a good day. We have the meetup tonight. I'm sure we'll have stories on day 3 coverage about how that went. It's going to be a good time. But thank you so much. I don't have anything else to say.
Anything else?
Yeah, thanks for everybody.
Yeah, thanks for everybody.
For all the stuff.
Thanks for everybody.
Thanks for everything, people.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
All right, thanks so much.
If he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on